Welcome everyone today. We're diving deep into the world of neuropsychiatric medicine to uncover a fascinating story of scientific evolution and corporate strategy. It's a story that spans decades and culminates in a drug that could redefine how we treat serious mental illness. This is the story of Caplyta. The history of antipsychotic medication is a series of waves, each generation trying to solve the same puzzle. How do you treat conditions like schizophrenia effectively without overwhelming the patient with side effects? It started with drugs like 𝗕𝗟𝗪 in the late 1950s. It was a game changer for efficacy, but came with severe health risks that limited its use. Then came the 2000s and 𝗕𝗓𝗪, which found a better balance, becoming a massive success. The 2010s were dominated by 𝗕𝗨𝗪𝗖, which improved tolerability even further, especially reducing metabolic side effects like weight gain. Each new leader in this space didn't necessarily offer a dramatic leap in raw effectiveness, but a significant improvement in safety and the patient's quality of life. This brings us to today and the drug at the center of our story, Caplyta or lumateperone. Caplyta represents the next logical step in this evolution. It offers comparable efficacy to its predecessors, but with a superior safety profile, especially regarding metabolic issues and movement disorders. This isn't just an incremental improvement. It's a profound shift toward making long-term treatment more manageable and sustainable for patients. So what exactly makes Caplyta so special? Its value proposition is elegantly simple: balance. It's currently approved for adults with schizophrenia and bipolar depression, and its strength lies in delivering meaningful results without the harsh trade-offs that have plagued older medications. We're talking about significant reductions in metabolic side effects like weight gain and cholesterol spikes, as well as fewer extrapyramidal symptoms, which are distressing movement-related side effects. Furthermore, its once-daily oral dosing makes it incredibly convenient, which is a huge factor in treatment adherence for patients managing chronic conditions. Simplicity and tolerability are everything. Better adherence leads to better long-term outcomes, fewer relapses, and a higher quality of life. From a healthcare system perspective, this translates directly into better economics, fewer hospitalizations, and lower overall costs. But the story doesn't end there. Intra-Cellular Therapies, the company behind Caplyta, has a pending application to expand its use as an add-on treatment for major depressive disorder, or MDD. If approved, this would be a monumental shift, dramatically expanding the potential patient population and bridging the gap between treatments for psychosis and more common mood disorders. The market for treating serious mental health conditions is enormous and tragically underserved. In the US alone, over 20 million adults are diagnosed with major depressive disorder each year, and a significant portion don't find relief with standard antidepressants. By potentially serving this population, Caplyta could more than double its reach. This isn't just a commercial opportunity, it's a humanitarian one, addressing a massive unmet need in global mental health. The market is hungry for innovation. On one side, we have technology enabling more precise drug targeting. On the other, there's a powerful demand from both patients and doctors for medications that are easier to live with long-term. Caplyta's unique pharmacological profile places it perfectly at this intersection, making it the right drug at the right time. When you enter a crowded market, you need a clear edge. Caplyta's primary competitors are established blockbuster drugs like 𝗕𝗨𝗪𝗖, Latuda, and Vraylar. Each of these carved out their market share by being more tolerable than what came before. However, they all still carry limitations. Whether it's metabolic side effects, restlessness known as akathisia, or significant sedation, Caplyta's key differentiator is its ability to deliver results while minimizing these very issues. This allows it to appeal to a broader patient base, people who may have stopped previous treatments due to side effects. But the real strategic masterstroke is the potential expansion into MDD. This move takes Caplyta out of the specialized psychosis market and into the much larger, mainstream field of mood disorder management. It positions Caplyta as the first true cross-spectrum neuropsychiatric drug capable of serving both markets without compromising on safety. This is a powerful and unique position in the pharmaceutical landscape. Of course, a great product is nothing without a great strategy. Intra-Cellular Therapies, or ICT, has been methodical first. They continue to build a mountain of clinical and real-world evidence demonstrating Caplyta's long-term safety, its positive impact on treatment adherence, and the resulting cost savings for the healthcare system. This data is crucial for negotiating with insurance payers. Second, ICT expanded its commercial team to reach not just psychiatrists, but also primary care physicians. This is a smart move, recognizing that much of mental health care, especially for depression, is managed in primary care settings. Third, they've planned for the long haul with a strong patent portfolio and a pipeline of new indications, ensuring the drug's commercial viability well into the next decade. Their focus on real-world outcomes, like reduced hospitalizations, is the foundation for securing premium access and broad reimbursement. The financial markets have certainly taken notice. Before its acquisition, Intra-Cellular Therapies was showing phenomenal growth, with Caplyta sales climbing rapidly year after year. The potential MDD approval is widely expected to turbocharge this growth, pushing annual sales into the multi-billion-dollar range. This incredible potential culminated in a blockbuster deal. Johnson & Johnson announced its acquisition of ICT for approximately $14.6 billion. This move by one of the world's largest pharmaceutical giants is a massive vote of confidence, confirming their belief in Caplyta's potential to become a cornerstone therapy and a strategic asset in their global portfolio. So what does the future hold? Let's look at the numbers. Conservative models project Caplyta's peak annual global sales could reach between $4 and $6 billion. The acquisition price from Johnson & Johnson at around $132 per share sits at the high end of most valuation models. This tells us that J&J isn't just buying the company as it is today. They're buying into a very optimistic vision of its future, anticipating strong execution and sustained growth through 2030. The next few years are filled with crucial milestones. The FDA's decision on the MDD indication in 2025 is the single biggest near-term catalyst. A positive decision could instantly double the drug's addressable market. Following that, 2026 will be the first full year of a potential MDD launch, a critical test of its commercial scalability. Further down the line, global expansion and new pipeline developments will add more layers to the growth story. Of course, no investment is without risk. A negative regulatory decision on the MDD label would be a major setback. Market penetration could be slower than expected if insurance companies push back or if doctors are slow to adopt it. And there's always the threat of new competitors emerging. Finally, being integrated into a massive corporation like J&J comes with its own challenges of maintaining focus and agility. However, given Caplyta's proven differentiation and strong commercial momentum, the overall risk profile remains moderate. Assuming the MDD expansion is successful, Caplyta is poised to become one of the most important neuropsychiatric drugs of the decade. The base case scenario sees revenues hitting $4 to $5 billion by 2029. In a best-case scenario, with even broader use and rapid global adoption, peak sales could exceed $6 billion. One final interesting piece of this puzzle is something called a contingent value right, or CVR. In big pharma acquisitions like this, it's common to include a CVR to bridge the gap between the seller's optimism and the buyer's caution. It's essentially a bonus payout to the former shareholders if the drug achieves specific, predetermined milestones after the deal closes. For Caplyta, these milestones could be tied to FDA approval for MDD, or hitting a certain sales target, like $3 billion in annual revenue. This structure is a win-win. It allows Johnson & Johnson to avoid overpaying if the most optimistic scenarios don't pan out, while allowing former ICT shareholders to share in the upside. If Caplyta truly becomes the blockbuster everyone hopes it will be, depending on performance, this CVR could add another $5 to $15 per share in value for those legacy investors. To sum it all up, Caplyta stands as the culmination of over 60 years of scientific progress and antipsychotic medicine. It successfully marries efficacy with the safety and tolerability that modern patients need and deserve. Its rapid growth, expanding uses, and the strategic acquisition by Johnson & Johnson all point to one conclusion. This is a transformative asset in mental health care. The next few years will be defined by its expansion into depression, its global rollout, and its ability to prove its value in the real world. This is more than just a drug. It's a new chapter in the treatment of mental illness and a fascinating case study in science, strategy, and finance. Thank you so much for watching this deep dive. If you found this analysis interesting, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.